Low Uzi Vert, to be exact.
We have a very special guest today, NABC All American, Peach Belt Player of the Year, and Flagler point guard Jaizec Lottie. Jaizec, how we doing, man?
We're doing good, man. You know, it's another day, another dollar. So just out here trying to get better every day, just like the rest of everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And for those of you guys that don't know Jaizec's story, so Jaizec played his high school ball at Cherokee Trail, graduated in when? 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
2017. Then he went on to Little Rock, played there for 3 seasons, and he had a good career, played there for 3 years, started a lot of games, had a lot of success. And then last summer during COVID, he transferred to Flagler College, which is a Division II in Florida.
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine. Okay, they're in the Peach Belt Conference, and then he had a big-time season. We'll kind of let him talk about that in a second, but like I said, an ABC All American, Peach Belt Player of the Year, led Flagler to the Final Four, so had a lot of success. But yeah, man, just kind of for the people, kind of break down this season and what that was like for you.
First off, it was just a crazy season because of COVID. Like, I got to Florida, bro, and we couldn't even get into our own gym for about a month. So we were practicing at this church, and like it was a church, but the gym floor was like an elementary school floor. Like it was not like a real court. Like it was crazy. But we had to practice there every day, and it was like 15 minutes away. So, I mean, just before the season even started, that's crazy itself. But when season started, we got very blessed because all 6 of our non-conference games were all D1 teams. So we got to see like how we matched up very quickly. But I think that gave us a lot of maturity and a lot of confidence going into a regular season. And then after we got back from Christmas break, conference started. We lost our first game in conference, and then didn't lose again after that until the Final Four.
Jeez. Wait, okay, so you said you guys played 6 D1 teams. Who did you beat? Because I remember you guys beat somebody was like an ex-NBA player tweeted that you guys beat I think it was Florida International, but I'm not sure.
No, we beat University of Florida and Central Michigan.
That's who it was. I remember Central Michigan. Okay, all right.
We beat Central Michigan and North Florida.
Okay, all right, yeah. I just didn't know who it was.
Yeah, and I think you're talking about Murray Spates tweeted it out.
Yeah. That's exactly who it was.
So, like, how was the transition like from D1 to D2, and like what differences did you notice, if any, really?
The transition, I mean, it was a smooth transition, just because at the end of the day it's basketball. But the biggest difference for me is on the court, it's like athleticism and size. Like you're not going to see crazy athletes every night, crazy size every night. You like you are in D1. But there is a lot of hoopers in D2. Like people think because it's D2 basketball, it's not good basketball. But there's a lot of hoopers that can really hoop D2, bro. And off the court, I would say the biggest transition for me was just like as bad as this sounds, bro. I had to do everything. Like at Little Rock, everything was basically done for me. Like I would go to the library to get my books. They would already have them in a bag. Like at Flagler, bro, I have to go to the library. I have to get all my books for classes. Like I have to pay for that, So like that's the biggest difference for me is just like pretty much growing up is basically what I'm saying.
I don't know if I'm ready for all that, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it was.
I know exactly what you're talking about with the books in the bag and all that. Yeah. I'm not able to do that no more.
Both is newer to the D2 life. It's a little different.
It is a little different. You're gonna have to budget yourself a little bit differently too, Sarah. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No. So, I mean, you kind of like, when you look at the landscape of college basketball this year, obviously like a ton of people are transferring. And even when you look down into like D2, like there was a couple dudes that had similar type seasons to you that chose to leave, and they both ended up at, high major division ones. But you obviously chose to stay at Flagler this year. So what kind of like went into that decision? Like in terms of, should I stay and test, see where I could be, or, to stay at Flagler?
I think at the end of the day, all I can really say is like, if it's not broken, then you don't need to fix it. Everyone is so caught up in this D1, D2. I need to go high major. I need to do this to get to the league. At the end of the day, like all my peers, like Chauncey and like Maurice Spates, I even talked to him. Like if you're hooping, you're putting up numbers, bro, they're gonna find you, regardless if it's D2, D1. And so like my biggest thing was I'm gonna be honest with you, I tried to transfer. Like I was gonna transfer to another school, but being that when I transferred from Little Rock to Flagler, I lost a lot of credits because it's a liberal arts school, it's a private school, not a lot of credits will transfer. I couldn't graduate this year. And that being said, me already transferring 1 year, I couldn't do it again. So pretty much that's another reason why I stayed, because I really had no option to. But I'm happy to be at Flagler. Like with that being said, I'm not saying like it was chosen for me. I don't want to be there. Like I'm not saying that. Like I'm happy to stay at Flagler just because we made it to the Final Four. So I'm excited to see what we could do next year.
No, yeah, definitely. We'll chill with that, but we'll see how it goes. There'll be some other.
Yeah.
We'll see how.
Nah. I'm hoping we play y'all, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, and this year, like I watched a few of your games, and you could just tell like you had a different you had a bounce to you. Like you were playing confident as ever, and like what Sam was saying, Peach Belt Player of the Year, first team All Peach Belt, just going crazy. So like, tell us a little bit about like the tournament experience and making it as far as you guys did.
It was crazy. It definitely wasn't anything close to the D1 tournament, but it was definitely cool because all the teams stayed in one hotel. We had to get tested every day, like 9 in the morning every day. Then we only had like a certain amount of time on the court, so it wasn't like a normal practice. Like you had to get everything in that needed to get in a quick amount of time because you had another team coming on right after you. So as soon as you touch the court, your time started. As soon as it ends, you got to get off the court. So it's tough. And then for us, it was very tough because the first we played on I don't remember what day it was, but we played at 9:45 at night. We were the last game of the day while everyone else played. It was a Wednesday night at 9:45, and then we won that game. The next day we had to play at 9:45 again. So just that transition, it was hard for our team because like you wait all day, you're in the room all day, can't go nowhere, and then you have to play. So it was kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
yeah, I feel that. In D2, like the tournament, it's all based off like location, right? It's not based like so when you're in the region. I guess the regions is what I'm trying to say is like it's all based off
regions
seeding.
Yeah, regions is based off location, and then once you make it to the Elite Eight, they have like a set. Every year it's in Indiana at Evansville, and that arena is huge, bro. That place is big.
No, yeah, it looked nice on TV, man. That court was sweet. But I'll kind of like ask. So kind of switching gears here. I mean, we just talked about how you were going to stay at Flagler, but you also just announced that you're about to test the waters with the pre-draft process. So kind of like, I guess, talk about what went into that decision and kind of where you're at with the whole thing and how that process has been going.
What went in that decision was just talking to my coaches and talking to the people I know. And they were all telling me like with the season that I had this year, it wasn't gonna hurt me to see what they have to say about me. And that whole process went. I had to contact my coach, contact my AD, let them know what I was doing, and we have to fill out all this paperwork and send it in. And they actually just called us 2 days ago, telling us that they got my information. It's gonna be processed. And so now I'm just trying to train. I can't really hire an agent because then I'll lose my eligibility. So it's gonna be tough trying to get like workouts and stuff, or even people trying to contact me. But I'll definitely get a scout grade, and that's the main reason why I did it. Is I want to see what they want to say I can get better at, and what my strengths, my weaknesses, and so that's probably the main reason why I did it.
Yeah, that was about to be my next question. Was so I don't know if you've heard from any teams yet, or like kind of what feedback have you been getting, but like yeah, like have you heard from any teams? Like what have they been saying?
No, I haven't. We haven't heard from any teams because like we submitted it probably I would say like a week ago.
Okay.
And they just called us. The NBA just called us 2 days ago saying everything's being processed. So I'm sure once that goes through, then hopefully I'll start hearing from teams, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated.
No, yeah, for sure. Are you still out in Florida training?
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
Okay.
This summer though, I'll be in June and July. I'll be living in Kansas. One of my teammates, their people is Mocan people, Mocan Elite.
Yeah.
And so I'll be training with a whole bunch of like pros and people that play with Mocan, and it'll be fun.
No, yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So my next question is just like, what kind of goals do you have for yourself? Just upcoming with the draft process, and then if you end up going back to school, like what do you see yourself doing in this upcoming year? Because you went crazy last year, so you got what you trying to build on?
My goal for the draft is just, to get my name out there, get people to know who I am. I mean, all of us, like me, you, Ty, Sam, like all of us, we dreamed of making it to the NBA, and like to be able to have a season to where I could put my name in the draft and be confident and like hearing feedback is like crazy to me. But obviously my goal is to either, get drafted or get a G League deal, two-way contract, something like that. But if not, coming back to school, my main goal, bro, and like as bad as I don't think it sounds bad, but like the only actually accolade I care about is trying to win D2 Player of the Year. And so obviously I want to get to the championship and win that. But other than that, I want to try to get D2 Player of the Year.
Yeah, no, for sure. And all right, so I remember like kind of not even that, maybe like a month ago, you put out a tweet kind of talking about, finding the right fit and like just with everything going on in the transfer portal. And for me, like as a dude that was in the transfer portal, like I couldn't agree more. Like it's all about the right fit. And I think everybody's, definition of fit is different, kind of depending on what your goals and aspirations are within playing basketball. But like kind of talk about what that means to you to like find the right fit, and also like how that just benefited you, because it was obviously obvious throughout the course of the season, but just kind of talk a little bit about what that means to you.
Yeah, so basically what that means to me is just like having a coach that cares for you off the court. Just coming from the situation I came in with Little Rock, it was just a tough situation for me. I don't want to get into all that, but it was just where a coach, I wanted to walk in every day and the coach see me and be happy to see me, like want to see me get better that day, push me to get better, and someone who cares that much on the court and even more off the court. So that to me is a fit. Like when a coach is asking you about, school basketball, but then also can sit here and ask you about your dad and your mom and your little sister, and they can build a relationship like with your family. At Little Rock, bro, I'm not gonna lie, if my parents would have walked into a game, I don't think my coach would have known who they were.
Damn, it was like that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Bro, college coaching, man, it's a business. I'm telling you, some of those.
Yeah, it is.
It's intense,
crazy.
man.
It is crazy.
So, we're looking at, say, like a kid who has a few D1 offers, but is not heavily looked at and is trying to chase that D1 dream. Like, what was some things that you would try and tell them? Because like being from say we're being from Colorado, like dudes like kind of in our shoes who were under recruited, and just bottom line. So like, what would you tell them?
I would say, honestly, stay in the gym. Like try to get better every day. Like at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control, and being in the gym and getting better is something that you can control. And I think all that other stuff will come with it. Like I keep telling myself and everyone around me, like people keep telling me, like if you can hoop, they're gonna find you, and that goes for college as well. Like if you put all your time and effort into the gym and getting better, and not worry about all this politics stuff, and not it's harder said than done, but not stress about where you're about to go, and not stress about if you're make D1 you're fit. Like when I transferred D2, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like I felt not like a failure, but I felt like people would look at me differently, just being the player I was in high school and then going D1, I felt like people would look at me like, oh, this kid's going D2. But when I got there, I realized like it's not D2. Like people can hoop, bro. And Sam, I'm sure like D1, D2, to me, it doesn't matter anymore. And I think just being at a D2, I finally see that. But to these kids, like D1, D2, it don't matter, bro. Like basketball is basketball. At the end of the day, if you put the ball through the hoop, you're gonna get seen.
No, yeah, I agree 100%. And kind of like what you're saying, like you get 4 years, I mean, maybe now 5 with COVID, but you only get so much time to hoop in college. And that's, a lot of kids dream of doing that. And so I think making sure you're in the right situation and getting the best experience possible, I think is huge, man. I remember what you were talking about, like when we were training this summer, like you were talking like, you could kind of just tell, like you were almost like embarrassed to say that, you were going to Flagler, just because, especially where we were from, nobody had really like heard of it just because it's so far away and this and that. And then, within 2 weeks into the season, it's like everybody's hearing about, oh, Jaizec had, 4 games, 30 plus or whatever on Division I teams and stuff like that. And so for me, like on the outside, I was like, man, like that's dope to see because like I could tell how you were feeling. So it was cool to see that for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this little interview so special because all of us trained together last summer. Like we was in the gym, like going at each other, And I think that's huge for everyone to see and know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. That's what we're doing, man. We just wanted, for obviously, you've been our guy for a ton of years now. We've been playing against each other forever. And so for us, man, like to get you on here and to see, the season we had, it was big. It was big for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad you said like there's really dudes who can hoop in all divisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know there's some dudes you've seen in your conference. You were like, damn, like he can really go. So I mean, it's really like you both were saying, it's all about fit and just going somewhere where you're really appreciated and not tolerated. I think that's
Exactly. That's really well put right there, Ty.
No, yeah, for sure, man. Well, that's all we got on the docket, man. Like we said, bro, we really appreciate you coming on. I'm sure we'll see you real soon training or whatever, but best of luck with the pre-draft stuff and for sure keep us posted on how that all goes. We'll be posting updates on the pod about how that's going for sure.
Yeah.
I bet. I appreciate y'all for having me, man, for real.
Yeah,
no, yeah, definitely, man.
Glad you came on and chatted up with us.
Yes,
hey, man,
sir.
this is the first ever interview in the history of the show. You're a guy on, man.
Yes, sir. First ever.
Yes,
Let's
sir. Yes, sir.
Let's
All
get
right,
y'all
bro.
big,
Take
man.
care,
All right, yo.
Keep doing your thing, and we'll stay in touch.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Sounds good. I appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, later.